Koroks. Oh, oops.
Did you do that?
That wasn't an oops. You were waiting. I saw you watching that. No, don't even try. Don't even try to get out of that one.
No, I'm gonna.
Everyone in chat can agree.
I think the energy was genuine, but I think she just seized the opportunity, saw the countdown, and just hesitated for a second to say it.
No, I totally dazed because I was like, wait, yeah.
No, not buying it. Not buying it.
Fine, believe what you want to believe.
Hi everybody, we're back. This is like the first time you're probably seeing me on camera without makeup for once, which is weird, I guess. So we're finally back. Our schedule's normalizing, I hope.
I gotta cancel tonight. Sorry.
You're already here.
Well, Kevin's character's dead.
Yeah. If you have to leave right now, I will DM NPC Cirion, and I will play him to a character. You're gonna walk into the vampire's den and just be like, "Everyone, just bite me. Bite me. Let's do it. Let's get this over."
Let's go. Takes armor off.
So
vampires are like, "What the fuck is happening?"
So I already let one bit me. Have at it.
Anyway, so we're back for the first time in about a month almost. We were pretty much gone for about 3 weeks. And ironically, happily, I guess depends on how you want to interpret it, I realized we ended the last time we played sort of on a mid-season finale sort of vibe. So it kind of worked. So, it's been a bit. So I am not going to have the gang here roll d20s tonight. Woo! I'm not going to put that hell on them.
Not me!
Since you asked, no.
They go, Lindsay.
It's like when you ask, do we get level up? No. I will tell you when you get stuff. So I will not put that evil on them to cover a recap that was from 3 weeks ago. I'll put that evil on me, I guess. So.
Has it really been that long?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were out for 3 weeks.
It's a whole new month.
Yeah. I feel like a whole new life right now.
Someone decided to mow their lawn.
Welcome to my hell.
Yeah. It was
Sorry,
like,
that's
the heck
me.
is that noise?
All right. So, let's just get right into it. We'll see what we can cover tonight. So, last time we have our fellowship here, our grand adventurers of 3. They have set themselves off from Peligir and Osgiliath with a small child in tow, Merowyn, who is the daughter of Merowyn, the horse master and stable master of Peligir, and a former lover of Malvhor.
That energy.
Look, I gotta bring something to this. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks. You think I'm just gonna like waltz in here and just be like, blah 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 blah?
Sounds like you're excited to be back.
It would be nice to see you do the waltz.
They set out from Osgiliath with one purpose because they had discovered that Merowyn was actually cursed, and she's also sick, which is an underlying issue, pre-existing condition, if you will, so insurance won't cover it. But the curse is currently the main focus. So they found out that one of the entities that they've come across and heard whispered about before, Mordu, had actually put this curse on her, and he struck a deal with them that if this group were to go and slay the head of the vampire order and bring back proof, he would lift the curse. So set out they did, though, trying to stack the deck. They brought Merowyn along with them to go to the Sylvan Elves in the Greenwood, hoping that some of their healing training there would be enough to keep her stable, or hopefully find a loophole, something to that effect. Did a very long journey, but a very uneventful one across from south to north of Middle Earth. They came across some Eothid, who they got a very interesting lore dump of the world from an elder there. and Fig ran into Awendel through her spirit bear form. They eventually arrived in the Greenwood and were greeted by a ranger captain, a wanderer, a hunter, known as Adathor, who is one of Fig's adoptive parents, if you will. He guided them into one of the villages of the elves, where they met Northriel, Fig's adoptive mother, or mother figure. After a brief reunion... What?
Parents!
Yes. After that brief reunion, they sought no time to tarry. They explained to Northriel the situation. Northriel agreed to look after Merwin in the interim, and got a little bit of insight as to where the vampires themselves might reside through a particular poem or ballad that was written long ago about, at the time, Prince Thranduil, now king. That it told them that there is east of the village ruins in the forest of Greenwood, that there lies Morgoth's maw, and basically explain sort of the mountain structure to help guide them to what they're looking for. They headed south from there, going for the ruins in particular as their little landmark, mainly because Fig has treaded that ground before and she was familiar with it. By the time they arrived 3 days later at those ruins, they came across a lone individual hunkered around a smoldering campfire. Hesitant to approach, they initially stealthed their way up, but found out that this individual sought no ill will towards them. In fact, it was an individual that Fig knows fairly decently at this point, and has in fact communicated through a bird before to Malvhor, Awendel, one of the Maiar that was sent to Middle-earth. In fact, since we're here, I'm going to...
That bird was such a good idea at the time, I swear.
The bird was a good idea. The message, the execution was not there. Execution. We're gonna play the music that played us off last session now. Around the fire, Awendel guided Fig through a bit of a meditation to help answer these questions that she's had, this music that's been playing in her head, these little bits of breadcrumbs of who this voice that has spoken to her this whole time. You know, eventually in this sort of meditative state, visible to no one else other than Fig, and for the most part in Fig's sort of mind's eye, saw come forth through the flames of the campfire a tall, very pale, almost literal glowing woman. In comparison to Fig, maybe probably about 8 feet to 8.5 feet tall. Very large, very big. But she came forth through the fire and introduced herself as the name came forth into Fig's mind as Yavanna, one of the Valar of Middle-earth, and one who resides over the harvest and nature of the world. Using the opportunity, Fig and Yavanna sort of conversed to gain more insight to things, and Yavanna actually gave her a insight as to what possibly should be done next, and alluded to 2 more Maiar in the world that they should seek out, known as the Blue Wizards. But after that wasn't all. Yavanna came to bestow upon Fig not just knowledge, but her mark, her blessing as a champion, and gave her the ability to represent her people, who have at this point been nameless, and from this moment onward, Fig as the matriarch, her people would be known as the Bjornings. And all of her line, if they be worthy and stay true to Fig, they would retain the same ability. We ended that session with Fig showing off that very blessing by physically transforming herself for the first time, not in spirit form, but in a physical manifestation of a adult brown bear.
So badass.
Well, no, brown bear. Grizzly bear.
Yeah. Fig, I don't know if you, at this point,
Cocaine
you
bear.
want to describe what that bear looks like as you come through into that transformation.
Oh, so as she transforms, the first thing that kind of starts to happen is when normally she goes into a fury, the first thing most people, you guys, notice is her eyes kind of becoming a reflective yellow. So that happens first, like normal, as if she's getting angry. But then her hair starts brightening and turning into like a golden hue, and the dreads in her hair literally start to unfurl themselves as they grow longer into fur as she gets on all fours, and the fur kind of helps contort her body into the massive shape of a bear. And the golden fur that starts from her head cascades into the rest of the bear body that becomes brown fur. So the bear form is kind of a little more golden brown around the face and snout, while the rest is your classic kind of darker brown fur color. And the yellow reflective eyes are, again, kind of what you see when she's typically in a fury, but all the same, very, very familiar, and you can tell you're staring right at Fig.
You know what?
Thanks, berries!
So as she transforms into this this creature, and Alwendel refers to her now as the matriarch of the Bjornings, and Fig sort of comes down off of like her hind legs and stampers down. That's where we're going to pick up tonight.
What's a Bjorning?
Bjarn was the name of her father, her adopted bear father that now resides in Yavanna's pastures.
I'm going to look around slowly, just kind of go back on hind legs and look at myself a little bit. And I'll just kind of go like, whoa, like a whoa type deal.
And like, oh, we got a bear now.
And then, for the sake of being able to roleplay, I'll slowly shift back into Fig form.
So you could do that willingly now.
Yes. That will take some getting used to, but
So,
might not be too often I can do that.
can you get hurt as a bear?
I would assume so in this case. I don't think it's like the other form. But
Well,
I do feel stronger in it.
I mean, you look stronger in it.
oh yeah. if I thought I could take you in a fight before, which I didn't, I definitely can't take you in a fight when you're a bear.
I'm gonna pat her on the shoulder.
The two of you do.
Thankfully, you're on our side.
The two of you do notice that while she was in that form, physically it looks different than the other bear form she's taken before. The other one looks like a very generic sort of brown bear. This one, like the fur pattern, is completely different.
Well,
Oh, with where we're going,
it'll be
you
useful.
may need that.
Yeah.
Yes, I felt the strength of my father in me, so it's a lot to take in.
Your bear father.
Oh, yes. Not Audathor. I've said, it's complicated.
It is, but it's starting to make sense, right? You were abandoned in the woods. Some bears rose you, and then some great calamity struck you, and then the elves adopted you after you survived on your own.
A perfectly logical story.
Close enough. My bear parents unfortunately passed away, and I wandered through the forest on my own until the elves found me.
So, when you were with your bear family, did you walk on 2 legs, or did you get down on all 4s?
It depended on what I was doing and what I felt like doing. There is comfort in all 4s after copying movement, but sometimes you just walk naturally on 2.
Indeed.
Now, after seeing everything we have so far, spiders, big, scary mouth guys, curses, I still wouldn't have believed this.
Did you eat raw meat, or did you eat, like, berries?
Mostly some berries and herbs. I did try meat a few times, and I did get sick. But so
See Cirion go up. Oh, sorry, Lindsay. I thought you were done.
oh no, so it took some time to learn and compromise meals between them and I.
Cyrion's gonna look up, kind of like scruff his chin, being like, "Can we ride you into combat?" Transform. I get on top of the sword. Slashy slash. It's an
I
idea.
guess it's an option.
Noted.
Fake's just kind of like, I never thought of that.
I will not be trying that. I am far too old to be trying to ride a bear into any sort of combat.
Well, that's
Yes,
good because you're old enough to remember the first bears. Okay, I am ready to try this combo at some point.
A worthy successor to the whole in our party that is Locke.
Awendel, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Before all this, you said you sent a letter to us.
Yes.
When was that?
I believe shortly after you and I conversed, and you was dispatched to rescue your friends from that prison in Osgiliath. I left it with a friend of yours, I believe, in town.
That wasn't Rador that sent us that message then. The one that Wynn gave us
Yeah.
when you all broke out of the prison.
Yeah.
So we never got a message from Rador. But we saw him at the parlor.
I mean, I got bad vibes about Rattle, if I'm being honest.
This is all in my head, but Fig's just gonna go like, oh, that's, huh? We thought it was from someone else.
Oh. Well, I didn't sign it intentionally. I didn't want, hard to know who can trust in these days.
Right.
But I figured.
How many people
Vagueness
know you by name?
let's see. At this point, King of the Sylvan Elves. I do believe Lord Elrond of Rivendell knows me.
Anyone in
the elf-
Gondor?
They might, depending on word of mouth. We've been here for a couple thousand years at this point.
No, I mean, that burn was set up. No one's gonna take advantage of that. Okay.
I already have mine.
Well,
I'm stuck on the message.
well, we honestly.
So
one of us needs to talk. And I'm just gonna say, just really
Okay.
quickly, honestly, we can worry about Rattle and the pilot and all that when we get back.
Yeah, we were planning on it anyways, but that, wait, so how did Rador know? No, so he must have been at the parlor for a different reason, right? Wait, because he was the guest that Dorsey was expecting.
Nothing's confirmed yet. Nothing's confirmed yet.
Because that's why we got the freaking tea.
I mean, at this point, Rattle is kind of confirmed to be with the Eye, because we know the Parlor and Dorsey. We're pretty confident they're with the Eye.
These are just rumors. He was right.
All right, I should have totally interrogated that son of a bitch when I had the chance.
I mean, we'll have another chance.
Oh god, oh no, okay. Crap.
Son of a bitch.
What if he's
let's-
just leading us in circles?
Let's not be too hasty, right? We gotta...
I will chuck my computer across this goddamn room.
What's a computer?
I will throw my
Chase it.
sword at that tree.
They're making us chase cats in a horrible
I mean,
way.
yes. We are. You literally chased a cat back in Osgiliath recently.
People judged me for that.
Does that bother you? Does
No.
people accept exactly? You don't need their judgment. You don't need their acceptance.
Fig doesn't need them.
You have your friends.
I don't like this realization.
Well, let us bury that realization under the dread of Morgoth's maw and vampires.
Yes, let's focus on the task at hand. So, we got a bear now. Good to know. What are we gonna do about our blood-sucking friends?
Well, we continue on toward Morgoth's maw, and we meet. I looked up her name before the stream, so I would remember Tanel along the way.
Oh no. That's great. What are we gonna do when we get there?
I'm not
I mean,
surprised
it's-
she hasn't shown herself yet.
It's
She might
difficult.
betray us. She
I-
will betray us.
I kind of expect her to betray us as well, but I'm gonna wait to see it happen first. Maybe she'll surprise
We
us.
had a moment.
But
I don't say that in character.
we can't plan for what to expect until we get there, because we know nothing about it.
You have to plan something.
Yeah, I mean, the general plan is you and Killer go up front, I stay back, and I support you from the back. And we just...
great idea! Great idea! Only you forget the part where these are blood-sucking, super strong monsters.
Well, I'm sorry, kid, but how else do you expect us to kill them?
I don't know what to expect, like we said, but I want to know what the hell are we doing?
My concern is potential numbers that we don't know. Galad and I could not take any of them
You were
by
a child.
ourselves, and we could. I was not.
You were a
So
young
wait, I'm
adult.
What do we do? Walk in and say, hi, we're here to kill you?
No,
But-
we get there first and we scope out the land. Then we can have another conversation about it.
We were.
Plan this conversation. That is what
You
I'm
need
saying.
to plan a conversation.
I would like to if we're going up against a big, bad, dark mistress. Or mister, I don't know.
So how would you open up a
We-
conversation?
I don't know.
Exactly. We got to get there and get eyes on it
My
first.
job, I'm gonna tap the hilt with my sword. My job is to put this into the bad guy until they stop living.
I'm glad
I'm
we
just gonna
finally
pet a
came.
squirrel.
I'm glad we finally came to an agreement, kid, because I agree.
So you want me to put this into the vampires until they stop being alive?
More or less. We'll hammer out the specifics later.
Bitch.
We don't know their numbers
just kinda,
or...
just kind of goes his hair in his hands, like just cradles his head, like.
We also don't know the strength of this
two
leader.
taverns worth of drinks here, Malvhor.
Oh no, I only agreed to one.
Oh, we're about to hit 2. Fine. I don't know what I'm gonna say as far as like, here, see this sword? See this bow? It's meant to make you stop feeling alive.
Well, you know, instead of arguing with one another,
Not arguing, I just wanna know what the hell we're doing.
Ardell? Am I saying? I'm not saying his name right.
Awendel?
Who?
Arundel.
Yes.
What do you know of Morgoth Small? I don't remember if we asked you.
I haven't been there. From my understanding, amongst the elves, it's one of the many cavernous peaks and valleys that reside in the Mountains of Greenwood, just east of here.
Excellent. And that's all you know.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, you see, even Arundel doesn't know a lot, so unfortunately we have to lay eyes on it first. Maybe Tanel. Tanel said she would meet us before we got there. I'm sure she knows more of it. We can talk with her.
Oh, good.
Does that make you feel better?
Hopefully she has a soft spot for me by now, where she won't totally betray us.
She does not.
It's a dream.
You have weird dreams. I thought Malvhor and I had weird dreams.
Dreams, goal, I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic about this.
Your goal is to be bit by vampires.
No, my goal is to not get betrayed and viciously torn apart by said vampires.
Oh, that makes more sense.
I mean, to be fair, we only have to kill one.
But
Yeah,
killing
and-
that one leader will cause a war with the others.
Exactly.
We
It's
don't
not like
know
we're,
their
it's not like we're gonna
numbers or
kill them
strength.
and they're gonna go, oh, good job, you win. You
Not
can go."
necessarily. Perhaps we can promise Tanel. We can prop Tanel up as the leader to fill that power vacuum. That will help give
Wait.
Tanel incentive to not betray us, and it makes our task easier.
You want to bribe Tanel to kill the current leader so she can, if she wants, become the next one.
Sure, why not? I mean, unless you want to kill all of them.
Hey, great. What are you gonna bribe her with?
I don't
The position-
think we can kill all of them.
the
I don't
position
even
of-
know if we can kill the leader.
Position of power is the reward in of itself. That's the deal. That's what she gets. And she only gets that if she helps us. Do you think she is confident enough in her own abilities to take out the leader by herself?
Possible. We don't know her
Does
that
she?
well.
But do we know if she wants that power?
It might not be something she's thought of, but that's our job is to sell it to her. It doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily matter what she wants. It matters what we can convince her what she wants.
I did not know I signed up to be a salesperson.
It's all about
Why did this happen?
it's all about
Reminds me too much of a job I had in the past.
it's all about propaganda, right? I've got a lot of experience with propaganda from being in the military.
Real quick, because I got so caught up in the beginning of this whole stream, you all have inspiration.
Ugh, click
yeah.
that button. Give me inspiration.
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
Just what the doctor ordered.
My favorite soundbite. Oh wait.
No.
Wait.
Lindsay, remember the
Wait,
soundboard.
dude.
That's what we need. Oh yeah.
That's what we need. Oh yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
So,
Do the three of you feel adequately prepared for what you're going after?
No.
I do. There's something I learned in the military is whether or not you feel adequate is largely a preconceived notion about yourself. And if you accept the fact that you're going to have to do the best you can with what you have and not get lost in the despair of what you might be missing, things tend to turn out for the better.
We just don't need to make it easy for us to be killed. That's my concern.
Exactly. I mean, I can guarantee you we will not be easy to kill. Not with you around. Between your both of your combat prowess and my charming personality, we can get far.
Well, we're not dead yet.
See? We walked through Shelob's lair twice and didn't die.
That wasn't because of our prowess or your silver tongue.
It was because of Fig's prowess.
Yeah.
She
If only
let us
there
through.
was. If only there was some sort of loophole around all this.
I don't
I'd
know.
prefer not to do Mordu's bidding.
Maybe Northriel will discover one. She is, after all, the best healer in the woods.
But he still wants the head of the vampire.
I mean, proof, right? Whatever form that may take.
Didn't he specifically say head?
Thought so.
I don't believe so. I believe it was just proof.
I'm gonna check my notes!
I'd have to verify, but I don't believe he said the head.
I mean,
I think
honestly,
he said to kill the head of the order.
honestly, if we do kill him, you know, it's not going to be hard to bring a head. That's the easy
We would just
part.
have to survive an onslaught by other vampires after.
We're making a lot of assumptions here. We honestly, the truth is, we don't know what we're going up against, and we won't know until we get there. Even Arundel, who's been alive for thousands of years, doesn't know. There's no. Yes, Arundel. There's
Wendell.
Wendell. Apologies. There's nobody. We even talked with the elves. There's nobody in this Middle Earth who has more information that can help us. That only leaves the doing of the thing. We did our due diligence. We asked around. The only thing left is to do it, or to abandon the quest.
No, we came this far. I don't think we should abandon the quest.
Then we do what must be done. Take
We
heart.
will have to see what we're up against.
We will, and take heart. If what happened with Fig is a sign from the Valar, we are destined to achieve great things.
Oh, Malvhor. Off topic, but perhaps Awendel can interpret your dream.
Well, I did find out I am dreaming of the Shadow of the East,
Oh, I don't remember this.
which is a figure that, if I remember correctly, was being propped up by the vampires themselves, and is a competitor to Mordu. Unless I'm completely wrong on all counts.
I don't remember. I didn't remember. Was that?
Was that a conclusion you came to, or what was told to you?
Because I talked to Mordu about it, and he told me a few things.
Oh, was that when we met with him and he described?
Yeah, I talked to him about my dreams. Let me go back to the session.
Yeah, I realized I don't have notes from that session because it was way too tense, so I can't even confirm what I was looking for. So I'll have to take your word for it that it wasn't specifically described as.
Okay, so in my notes, the only thing I have written down hard in my notes is the figure in my dreams is the Shadow of the East. That's the only hard thing I have in my notes. So I guess everything else I might be coming to a conclusion on my own. So, I mean, yes, I'm dreaming of the Shadow of the East. And, you know, we'll deal with that another day, right? We can only handle existential crises, you know, one at a time.
Well, it sounds like all three of you are in a position to do whatever needs to be done. So
Exactly.
come morning, I will bid you farewell and go about my business.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Sorry. It's the forest gets to me.
God, the only thing I could potentially do for more answers is meditate, because it looks like I have that back, but I don't even know what 3 questions to ask at this rate that I haven't asked already.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I'm gonna get a nice long sleep. I'm up past my bedtime anyway. I will see you all in the morning.
I think those reels have inspired people for old jokes. I like it.
Is there anything anybody wishes to do before retiring for the evening?
I would just like to retire, just like in general.
That's an option. I'm not stopping.
No, I'm talking like from my job.
I'm
not
so
stopping
sick
you.
of this.
It's a gold watch.
I'm debating on meditating, but it would take me forever to come up with 3 questions. And no, I'll skip.
Okay. Everybody's calling it quits.
Taking our ball, going home.
All right.
I'll just, when I sleep, I'll just kind of clutch my bear tooth necklace and smile.
Is that a tooth from one of your parents?
Both of them.
Oh, that's a bit morbid. But
Anything else seemed like too much.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right.
I wanted some remembrance of them. I thought the claws were a little extra weird.
So you guys all retire for the evening, and then by morning comes, you're awoken through a few breaks in the canopy of god rays from the sun warming your face. You awake to a smothered bonfire that's just giving off the slightest bit of gray smoke. You look around, and the forest itself seems lively. You can see and hear... Yes?
Is he still there?
Who?
Awendell, I just thought of something!
No.
Fuck! Okay.
What is it?
I just had the idea of telling Malvhor to use a bird to tell Gold when we made it safely to Greenwood. If he wants.
Is that something we wish to do?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Goldwyn has a lot on her mind, and I think talking birds might be a step too far.
Sends her over the edge.
Good. Could scare her and give her a heart attack. She dies right there. You come back, she's already dead.
That was the curse all along.
Laura shows up. Talking birds? Really?
Oh, bloody hell. No, you look around and Alwendel is gone come morning. You all do whatever you need to in your various morning routines to gather your things, do stretching, calisthenics, whatever it is you do.
Squats.
To prep yourself for the long walk east towards the mountains. I assume you all press on unless there's anything in particular in the morning for any various reason that you didn't want to do in the night. Okay.
Nope.
No.
Fig takes the lead, and you guys head off eastward. In sort of like the distance at times, you can see the mountain peeking over various points of the tree canopy as you go through various hilly areas where you can get a glimpse above the trees. So you stay up on that path, and it's maybe another 2 days or so of travel on foot. And you come to a point where it's around the base of the mountain, that Fig that you recognize as an area you've been to before with Galab. You start looking for an old path that you used, and as you sort of round the bend on an outcropping, just as like the sun is dipping behind the western horizon, and the light sort of begins to disappear, you see sort of almost sitting in a shadow, just sort of hunched over, you see leather wings sort of wrapped around itself, and these red glowing eyes looking back at you, maybe about 45 feet away.
Is there any other movement around her? Can I use I like never use this feature. Hold on. Wait. You have advantage on. Okay. I want to see if there are any nearby enemies or ambushes around us where, like, she's the bait, so to speak. If there are any other, like, at least vampires or anything around. This is my vigilant senses feature.
Does that feature ask you to make a check?
It's advantage on perception checks.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check. At the desired advantage.
Very desired. I saw that 3 and I panicked for a second.
19, you sort of look around as you just see this almost hunched down, almost gargoyle-like pose, just perched with these blackish, at least in the lighting, these blackish wings sort of wrapped around, and the glowing red eyes just sort of fixated and never moving. You look around in the forests, along the mountainside, various outcroppings. While you see signs of disturbed brush or earth, they seem to be just well-traveled paths. You don't see any signs of an ambush lying in wait.
Okay. I'll just murmur to the other two. Seems to be alone with her for now.
Do we know about vampires not liking daylight? Was that a thing?
Somebody, I believe, researched vampires during a fellowship phase,
It was
maybe?
not me, but somebody did.
I know morning hit at the battle of at the Gondor wall, and she went, fuck this, and left.
You can give me a shadow roll check.
I don't think I researched vampires.
Well,
Did you, Kev?
I can't remember if I did or not. I thought I was the one that No, I don't think I did.
Oh, did I get that from Aram, maybe, of all things?
Look, if it's not in your notes, I can't tell you.
Let me see.
let this
Especially
be a
things
lesson.
that, some things I might have improv'd off the cuff. I'm not keeping record of.
Let this be a
so-
lesson, players. Take notes. Take good notes.
I've been so bad with it lately.
Otherwise, you can give me a shadow lore check, and we'll see what it comes of it.
Who?
Anybody at this rate, anybody that's thinks they might know.
I guess I was
if it
asking,
fits
and
their
I
character.
didn't make a roll.
Go for it then, Matt.
Nope, I have no idea. Malvhor, I've missed you. Actually, you know, my luck's been terrible in all my games. Good morning, Tanel.
I'm waiting to see if Lindsay has anything.
I'll do it. What the heck?
I will say, and I think it might have been to Fig directly, but I'll say
Yeah.
for the whole group, Tana at one point did say to somebody that they're a creature of the night. So you can interpret that any way you wish.
I don't have anything in my notes because the best I've got from my fellowship phase is the armband.
Yeah, I think the last fellowship phase, I think somebody was between two things. One was going to be researching that or
That was me.
doing something else. And the other one trumped it, so.
That was me, because priorities.
Well, as Malvhor calls out to this creature, you see it sort of stand up in its full height and just take one step off the side of this ledge, and it goes right down to the edge, and the wings sort of break the fall at the last second as they just sort of rest there at with down on their in a crouch stance, and they stand back up and sort of step into a beam of moonlight that is just beginning to poke through, and you do recognize Tanel as the wings sort of fold back in.
Moonlight? I thought it was daytime.
I said the sun was setting, so the moon is now beginning to
Ah,
break through.
okay.
Oh. I would have had expertise on that roll too then. Oh well.
Well, anyway, good. Malvho's just gonna say the wrong thing. Good morning, Tanel.
My morning, perhaps.
Did your travels find you well?
They weren't terrible. I think yours probably took you the long way around.
Indeed, they did. But all of our extraneous circumstances have been met in preparation for this. We should have a discussion before we go any further, though.
I agree, because of what your intentions are entirely dictating what I do.
Oh, good.
Well, let's put our cards on the table then, shall we?
Very well.
You were there when we just talked with Mordu. You know we were sent here to kill the head of your order.
Indeed.
Now, do you have any hard feelings about that task?
Where to begin?
And see, the thing is, I don't know about your culture, about your order. I don't know how many of you there are. I don't know how leadership passes between individuals. I don't know what sort of power vacuum will exist if we succeed.
It's not so much a power vacuum that is concerning. It's the ripples that will be set out if such an event were to occur.
What sort of ripples?
You were there as well as I. You know that one that resides in Mordor, the captain of Barad-dûr, plots something. And based on what I have observed, he doesn't seem to dictate or consider my kind in those plans to send forth a bunch of rugged mercenaries to come here and do his bidding. So my question is this. What is your intention? Do you intend to go through with his bidding? and cause to put into motion whatever he's plotting, and potentially run rampant in your world, risking the lives of your people in the scores, maybe the thousands, for the sake of one.
Maybe we covered this already,
I'm
but in case we didn't, you know of a way we can lift the curse on her?
I do not, because it is not my curse, and it is not my concern.
It is my concern, and I would do much to see it resolved. And yes, I would do much for the sake of this one. But
Cirion just kind of like puts his head down for a second, like.
But there is no need. There's no need to talk in such strong absolutes. Perhaps there is some way we can be clever about this.
I'm listening.
Mordu wasn't specific. Mordu said, "You slay the head of the order and bring back proof," but he wasn't specific about the proof. Can we brainstorm a way to trick Mordu?
Maybe we could think of more than one ways, because, and Siri's gonna kind of like point at his eyes and circle his finger around, trying to like hint. It's like, you never know who may be looking.
I'll entertain your idea. You find some trickery, some way to find a loophole in Mordu's bidding. Do you take him for a rational man?
Fuck no.
Do you think that if you find a hole in his plot, he's going to keep his end of the bargain?
I mean, once the we just have to get him to lift the curse. Once the curse is lifted, it's not like he can immediately lay another curse upon her. She is safe where she is now. We have seen to that. But Mordu is a very insightful being. I do not entertain this idea lightly.
Were we, when speaking with Mordu, able to confirm what languages he spoke? Like, did he speak back in, like, Sindarin and whatnot to us? Or is he not super familiar with, like, was it Restaurant or Sindarin?
It was never something explicitly called out people were looking for.
Yeah, I only
So
thought about it for now.
What language were you guys speaking in?
I mean, I was just probably speaking in Western.
But I
You spoke back in Western. You may have caught him use black speech every now and again,
Right.
but anything beyond that? Yeah, it's like you know he spoke what he spoke when you were there,
Tell
which
me,
is Western and maybe a little bit of black speech.
I will switch to Sindarin. I don't know, is there anything else I know? No.
I don't think so.
Veil Anduin Veil Tongue. Veil of the Anduin
Yeah.
Tongue. But I don't know if anyone else knows that. I'll make sure I'm speaking Sindarin real quick, and I'll just say, do we know if he knows all languages or just a few?
I have no idea. I say in Sindarin.
I wouldn't put it past him. He's been around for centuries. He's also learned magic. He's terribly hard, I would assume.
Yeah, we have seen what kind of magic he could potentially do. All around.
Did you observe anything when you were in Kirithungul?
There were strange beasts. I had
Did
caged
you
up.
look at any of them?
Unfortunately, I was not able to get a close look. Do you know of the beasts?
I do, and it terrifies me.
Well, enlighten us.
Their offspring. They are the brood of Gustia. Or the long-forgotten dragons of Melkor. It was believed that dragon was dead, well after the War of Wrath, as no one has seen it in centuries. But
So-
somehow, in that accursed keep, Mordu has possession of its brood. That dragon is alive, and I am terrified for what he plans to do with it. As he usurps our tribute and starves us and weakens us, he gathers other weapons. And for whatever reason, I know not, but it requires the head of our order to die, to at least set things in motion.
Is there a vibe that he might be actively listening right now? For the sake of me not knowing how that kind of magic works. And by me, I mean Fig. I know that's a really dumb question. I know that's a really dumb question, and then player me is like, come on, I know this answer, but for speaking of Fig.
Give me a wisdom check. AKA the vibe check.
Oh, that's right. How many vibe checks have I done?
Oh.
Yeah, that
Solid
sounds
vibes,
about right.
man.
That sounds about right for my dumbass
Solid vibes,
question.
How powerful is the head of your order, Tanel?
Powerful than I.
Malvhor, get out your parchments.
Okay, I pulled out some parchment.
I was thinking of something like that.
I'm gonna write something, and I'll just say it out loud for reasons. Put it up right on there with a question mark. Fake or death. Referring to the head of the order. I'm gonna try and do it somewhat sneakily, like just very casually. It looks like I'm drawing something.
I'll write a reply and I'll say,
Oh, I'm not gonna. So I'm gonna just kind of like show it to you guys, just really quick. Just kind of like
You're not-
with my hand, just like. So I'm gonna put my
No.
hand around Malvhor. He's like Malvhor, and I'm gonna pat him on the chest and hand out like this. Be like, I think we'll be okay. Trying to show the note,
I mean,
and I'm gonna go to Vig. Is like, Vig, you're definitely the tough one amongst us, doing the same thing.
I'll just look at him and go, if he's watching us, can't he read that?
Trying to be stealthy about it.
Write it and then fold it
Go
and
ahead,
hand it over.
Cirion, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Or without looking, fold it and then pass it on.
Fuck.
Malvhor, in your last question to Tanel, go ahead and give me a persuasion check as well.
Oh!
20. Total.
31!
Nice.
Nice. Okay, I'll wait for, because I was just about to say something, but I want to see what happens.
She's more powerful than I, though we are all in a fairly weakened state from being denied tribute for the last several months. Some of us have fed, though it is getting quite risky. We've sent forth many of our own in all directions to find better sources of sustenance.
I might have an idea. Cirion, can I borrow your parchment and what you're using to write?
Sure.
I'm going to turn the paper over so it's blank. I'm gonna try look away and write like the stupid like whiteboard game you would do at school or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still gonna write in Sindarin because God knows she probably can't write in Westron right now. But I'm going to write. Let's see if I can make this really like barbarian caveman speak. It's gonna be, is there already a dead body of someone that can be decoy if Mordu not know what he looks like, or she looks like? And then once I feel like I've got it written, I'm gonna be like, fold it, and then hand it over to Tano. See what happens, I guess.
She grabs it and looks at it.
What?
Nothing, just impressed with your ingenuity. There are corpses up there. There's what ends. Without fully knowing what he's looking for as proof, and what he's trying to gain out of it, I should say that he has met the head of my order before.
Never mind then.
If anything, I suggest we start walking. I can at least take you in that direction so we can have this conversation as we walk.
Yeah.
Let's just walk and talk.
I'll give the paper back to Cirion. Hi, friends!
Sorry about that. Technical issues. Shit happens. We're prone to them.
What just happened?
You what?
I don't remember. What just happened before it crashed.
You asked if the spirit or entity had a name.
Oh, right.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Ha ha ha! It's not gonna be Malvhor's, that's for sure. Yeah.
They have been around far longer than I. I have not heard their names spoke. Quite honestly, I don't even know if they remember their name at this point.
She telling me the truth?
Insight check.
Oh, even better.
100%.
Okay, I'll just kind of gruff. You're like,
She leads you guys up a path that sort of winds through the mountains as you're walking and talking. After a while, the nature-esque of the forest begins to disappear behind you, and you're suddenly met with being above the tree line, just being exposed to the high gusts of winds and just the almost colder, frigid air of the mountain itself. And the rock faces begin to get a lot smoother and more jagged, that bear resemblance of the ballad that you heard Northrail recite.
You know, the more I think about it, the more I realize how wild it is that Mordu just let Tanel go to guide us to kill the head of our order. Like, it's wild. Like,
He knows something we don't. To me, that's the only explanation.
I would ask Tanel how she feels about that, but she seems very intent on something else in the moment.
I mean, yeah, I don't think we looked further into it. I just remember convincing him to not kill her. Saying she could be an asset still.
He doesn't deem me a threat to whatever he believes he's working towards.
Well, that's his mistake, because you're pretty tough.
I'll tell you this much as we're climbing this. I will take you up as far as Morgoth's Maw, into the entrance of our caverns, though they are treacherous to walk while inside. Depending on your intentions when we get to that point, will completely dictate whether or not I go in with you. You're willing to talk this through and get out from Mordu's thumb in this endeavor, I will assist you in talking with the head of my order in an attempt to convince them that there is a grander threat.
Sorry, it was Dash
Chat.
chat.
Sorry, yeah.
That is funny.
It wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was
I am.
If there is no knowledge that I can bestow upon you between our trek between here and there, that I possess, that will not sway you from a path of attacking them in the goal of killing them, then I will wish you luck and set you upon your way.
I do not relish the thought of having to return to that mountain fort of Mordu's. Just the journey there is treacherous.
I think a simple chat will go a long way.
Yeah. I think a discussion is warranted before we do anything, before anyone does anything rash.
I'm in no mood to be ambushed by vampires. Again.
An ancient being such as your leader may have more insight. If they're willing to talk.
They will speak if I guide you through. I can't say that they'll be terribly pleased, but you will at least have their ear. If it devolves from there, that's just the nature of negotiations.
And if it devolves from there, I'm gonna wish I died at the Citadel.
Well,
As you climb higher and higher, you all see now nearing the peak, still a ways off, but you now can see sort of fluttering about what seem to be specks to you, but are in reality the size of all of you, size of a normal human, with large wings just flapping and fluttering about, these large bats that have just taken over the area. And the air itself seems to get thinner, yet thicker at the same time, like there's almost fumes bubbling up from inside the mountain itself as you pass these large crevices and cracks in the mountain as you stare down in a gaping black mass of an abyss that you just get hit with these fumes as you move through the path. I need everybody
Oh fuck.
to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh, wisdom.
Oh.
One of these days, I'm gonna make a smart character. That's not bad.
Ooh.
This is the same spot I was at before, right? With Galad?
No, you came in through another way.
No, this was different. Oh, but it's not the exact same, or is it the same cavern system, or?
You haven't been in it yet.
Fair enough.
From this
Okay.
perspective, so hard to
I
say.
was just trying to make sure I knew what was going on for my
Yep.
character.
14 from Cirion, 18 from Malvhor, and 16 from Fig. You all take 2 shadow points.
Oh! Oh no! Well, and that's a success, I assume.
No, those are all failed.
I
So I'm at 4. Does that reduce?
What? Oh, you're at 4 now?
I'm at 3.
Go ahead and roll a hit die for me, please.
Oh.
Got it.
Cirion.
just Cirion, or do you do that 3?
Is anybody at 2?
I'm Pat.
I'm at
I just
3.
went from 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Everybody rolls a hit die then.
Oh
It
no.
happens on the evens.
Oh.
That's why I said 4.
All right.
Oh.
Deduct those hit points from.
And we lose that hit die too, right?
It's gone.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no.
7's not bad on a D12. 9 and
No.
11.
Oh god.
Not having a good time right now.
Oh no, guys. Oh no. Can that be halved if I suddenly get in a fury?
No, because it's not physical damage.
Can I jump off the side of the cliff?
Yeah, go for it.
Bye, Cirion.
What is that? Is that acrobatics?
No, if you jump
No, you
off,
literally just fall.
You just take falling
Oh.
damage, and from this height,
I want to do a
it's death.
flip.
Nah.
Alright, continue.
This tunnel leads you
Actually-
higher and higher.
I do have viewer inspiration from Dork earlier.
You do.
I'm just gonna toss that on my 18 and see what it does for me.
Okay.
Oh no!
19 still fails.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like a 19. I was hoping if I beat 20, then I might turn to a success. But okay, it was
Wow.
worth a shot.
Yeah. So as we,
If anyone's really feeling it, you do have regular inspiration.
I'm not gonna roll better than an
no,
18.
well, I figured once you told us what to do and it was set, I was like, okay, it's too late.
It's been 3 weeks. I'm a little lenient.
Yeah. Well, but I thought 8. My 16 was fine, so I was like, nah. But as we keep going, you'll Fig is going to kind of grab the ribbon at the end of her axe, and it's going to curl a little in her hand as she grips the end of her axe tightly with the ribbon in her hand.
Okay.
Or wrapped in her hand, I mean.
You get higher and higher, now pressing on well into the night, with a sort of crescent moon decorating the sky. The sort of grayish fog around the mountain as you're sort of weaving through the very, very narrow walk paths that are bearing reminiscent of the Anduin Vale as you were going up towards Shelop's lair. You do get the feeling that there are several moments that the bats flying around, the very large in comparison bats, do feel an urge to attack you, but do not. Until eventually you're led up towards an area where a crevice has two sort of jutting out sharp peaks that sort of cover the crevice, but next off to the right is a large sort of carved away cavern opening. Well, we have arrived. As the Sylvan down there like to call it, Morgoth's Maw.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too hot, but no way to go but forward.
Let's go see what fate or whatever the leader's name has for us.
Oh, well, if you wish to speak with them, I will assist you. Watch your step. There's no lights in there.
This would be a terrible place to have a fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna joke with her a little bit, is like, can I hold on to you for support?
You can light.
I give the most like visible grunt and just go, ugh.
You can light a torch and pray it doesn't offend them.
Not much for prayer. Any system again. Vig, lead the way.
Just light a torch. We're gonna need to be able to see to talk.
If we're gonna piss him off, talking's not gonna do it. Fuck it. Do I even have torches? Let me check my inventory first.
Might be in the traveling pack, although you've used a few of yours up at this point. I don't know.
Aren't they reusable?
I don't know. It depends on if we hung on to them or not, or if we dropped them
I
and
think I
ran
used
from
two
Shelob.
already, at least 1 or 2. Yeah, I have 3 torches left, so I at least have that.
Okay. So you take a moment and light a torch.
I'll burn
as
one
you
here.
follow Tonel into the cave, into the Mountains of Greenwood, and you initially walk through and you see, as it winds a bit, you do eventually open up into a much larger cavern that is just filled with large gaps and crevices and a 30-foot high ceiling of stalactites that are just coating the entire area. That is very difficult for you to walk through. It seems almost designed or carved away intentionally for flying creatures. She does stay on the ground herself and sort of lead you in a single file line deeper into the cavern. And as you can hear the various squeaks and chirps as you raise the torch up and look up, you see every bit of stalactite is just covered in black and brown fur and leather as these tiny bats are just nesting and roosting as they are. You just hear as you get further, as you get further in, you just hear Tana whisper, "I'm home," and that's where we're gonna take a break.
Oh,
Cute little
Honey,
creatures of the
I'm
night.
home.
Oh no. Oh no.
Salutations, listeners. My name is Professor Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. I'm known for being an educator, philanthropist, gentleman, adventurer, researcher, and now a conservationist. I wish to express my concern as of late in regards to the dwindling population of the majestic owlbear. These beautiful creatures are all too often poached and hunted by so-called adventuring parties for resources like hides, arcane focuses, foci, and experience. Here at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation, we are making a difference with our foster and breeding programs by taking in orphaned cubs? No, chicks. Juvenile owlbears. Our volunteers work closely with the owlbears in our care until they are of age and suitable for the reintroduction to the wild. Without our, and potentially your, intervention in this matter, owlbears could very well disappear from our forests. So, how can you help us in our effort in preserving the Aves mammalia? You can get involved in this effort by symbolically adopting one of our owlbear juveniles. Your donation will go straight to their support and care. take a tour of our facilities and read our various literatures to educate yourself on this wonderful creature. Write to the lord or lady of your land and encourage policies that protect such wildlife. Learn druidic magic and swear to the safeguard of the wilds and all the creatures that live inside of it, vowing to the defense against the brutal adventuring parties who go hunting for these gentle creatures in such a barbaric manner. And in that vow, you follow an ancient druidic path that eventually leads you to the spirit of the forest, and they bestow upon you the power to take back the lands that once belonged to the beast and the bird that roam upon this realm. Recycle. Please help us in this noble effort. For more information, please direct all correspondence via a sending spell to the Office of Conservation at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation. For inquiries regarding my research, Adventuring Days, my latest publication, speaking opportunities, private lessons, book club, and knitting circle, please forward your sending spell to the office of Sir Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. The O'Toole Conservation name, logo, and image are all protected licensure and owned by O'Toole Philanthropy. Use of this without the express written consent of Sir Benjamin O'Toole could result in legal action, a failed death save, a gentleman's acknowledgement of a worthy adversary for being outfoxed, and or loss of consortium. Side effects of druidic magic can include uncontrollable vine growth, sudden fascination of fungi, inability to revert from wild shape, body odor, an acquired taste for good berries, splinters, tanking for the party, depression, and or becoming one with the elements. The O'Toole Conservation is not responsible for anyone being maimed, eaten, killed, or disfigured by anyone attempting to approach owlbears. Please do not contact our officers with liability claims. We will cast silence. We mean it. Casting and speaking with animals within our facilities is strictly prohibited except by authorized personnel. We will take legal action.
Ooh, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear.
Haste.
I'm a bear.
Pack. We need
Rise.
to leave.
I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. Look at me bearing around.
Burn! And latch onto you. You take 5 shadow damage.
This is not the hug I wanted. Alright, let's make attacks at him.
Roll them dice.
You missed my birthday, bitch!
Probably go up on sale tomorrow. My donut! I got it. I lost it. I dropped my donut.
Talks amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so I think
Are we there yet?
that way might work.
Are we there yet?
Kevin, you're fired.
Don't have us talk amongst ourselves then.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a role-playing game.
Said the thespian.
Meh. Oh no.
In Lindsayisms.
Audience chat oh my god.
I think you've lost it.
I need to stop doing things on stream. Adventure. Just like that. Health back. Go back. How is everyone? I'm doing. Why are they back?
You hear something.
Thank God I am half in the tank.
I shall stand with you. Shit, you're on your own. Hail, adventurer! Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich.
Fools, you have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball.
Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack. Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next ttrpg session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Platemail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited, as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers.
Salutations, listeners. My name is Professor Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. I'm known for being an educator, philanthropist, gentleman, adventurer, researcher, and now a conservationist. I wish to express my concern as of late in regards to the dwindling population of the majestic owlbear. These beautiful creatures are all too often poached and hunted by so-called adventuring parties for resources like hides, arcane focuses, foci, and experience. Here at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation, we are making a difference with our foster and breeding programs by taking in orphaned cubs? No, chicks. Juvenile owlbears. Our volunteers work closely with the owlbears in our care until they are of age and suitable for the reintroduction to the wild. Without our, and potentially your, intervention in this matter, owlbears could very well disappear from our forests. So, how can you help us in our effort in preserving the Aves mammalia? You can get involved in this effort by symbolically adopting one of our owlbear juveniles. Your donation will go straight to their support and care. Take a tour of our facilities and read our various literatures to educate yourself on this wonderful creature. Write the lord or lady of your land and encourage policies that protect such wildlife. Learn druidic magic and swear to the safeguard of the wilds and all the creatures that live inside of it, vowing to the defense against the brutal adventuring parties who go hunting for these gentle creatures in such a barbaric manner. And in that vow, you follow an ancient druidic path that eventually leads you to the spirit of the forest, and they bestow upon you the power to take back the lands that once belonged to the beast and the bird that roam upon this realm. Recycle. Please help us in this noble effort. For more information, please direct all correspondence via a sending spell to the Office of Conservation at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation. For inquiries regarding my research, Adventuring Days, my latest publication, speaking opportunities, private lessons, book club, and knitting circle, please forward your sending spell to the office of Sir Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. The O'Toole Conservation name, logo, and image are all protected licensure and owned by O'Toole Philanthropy. Use of this without the express written consent of Sir Benjamin O'Toole could result in legal action, a failed death save, a gentleman's acknowledgement of a worthy adversary for being outfoxed, and or loss of consortium. Side effects of druidic magic can include uncontrollable vine growth, sudden fascination of fungi, inability to revert from wild shape, body odor, an acquired taste for good berries, splinters, tanking for the party, depression, and or becoming one with the elements. The O'Toole Conservation is not responsible for anyone being maimed, eaten, killed, or disfigured by anyone attempting to approach owlbears. Please do not contact our officers with liability claims. We will cast silence. We mean it. Casting speaking with animals within our facilities is strictly prohibited except by authorized personnel. We will take legal action.
Ooh, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear.
Haste.
I'm a bear.
Pack. We need
Right.
to leave.
I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. Look at me bearing around.
and latch onto you. You take 5 shatter damage.
This is not the hug I wanted. Alright, let's make attacks at him.
Roll them dice.
You missed my birthday, bitch!
Probably go up on sale tomorrow. My donut! I got it. I lost it. I dropped my donut.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so I think
Are we there yet?
that way might work.
Are we there yet?
Kevin, you're fired.
Don't have us talk amongst ourselves then.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a role-playing game.
Said the thespian.
Meh. Oh no.
In Lindsayisms.
Audience,
And we're back.
Just like that.
Thank you. Thank you all again for being here. Hope you're enjoying it. We're so glad to be back. Imagine how far along in the story we'd be if we didn't miss 3 weeks.
We'd already be in our new characters after our TPK.
Yeah.
Adventures,
Look into the future.
adventures.
We
Glitched,
looked into
sorry.
the future. We've already done a session 0 with all the new characters, so
Well, at least I got Fig Bear
you did get.
before
Become
she
the first
died.
Bjorning, immediately die.
Oh, then the Bjornings never exist. Wait, plot armor.
Yavanna will
Plot
find
armor.
another.
What?
Yavanna will find another.
That's lame.
Yeah, you're not special.
Okay. So let's get back into it. As Tano leads you through the cavern of Vampire Den, pretty much. And during this time, as you guys are winding through, is there anything you guys wish to do or say or converse with Tano for any reason?
Oh no.
I just totally forget the conversation I was gonna have with her.
Tano, I'll say something. I'll say
My mind
something.
is a little bit.
I'll say something that might buy you some time. Might spark something.
Thank you.
Tano.
Yes.
I just want to say, regardless of what transpires in the near future, I do appreciate your willingness to help us. I don't know your reasons. I don't need to know your reasons, but you have aided us, and honestly, we have found a tentative, unlikely alliance for now, and it has been nice.
Don't read into it too much. We have a beneficial interest.
Oh yeah. I realize, in a few hours we might be trying to murder each other again, but it's been nice up to this point.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Well, regarding, before we get into the murdering and fun, Tano, do you know if any magic or outside influences can see in here?
It is hard to say. We have dabbled, in some of us, in some older elven magics in an attempt to ward this area, but our knowledge of that is thin. I can't speak to how effective it might be, especially when it comes to more refined magics. The land of men, as she sort of steps over a wide cavern and just sort of loops around a stalagmite. The world of men left magic behind long ago. Though there are few that do cling to it.
What I'm wondering is if certain eyes are able to see in here, know if we completed the task.
I wouldn't say it's impossible.
Bear in mind, we are a creation of Melkor. And a Dark Lord such as that does not allow his creations to move freely without oversight.
You're the creations of that.
One of many. The orcs,
So the
the Balrogs, the great drakes. All
So it
manifestations
sounds-
and corruptions of Melkor.
So it sounds to me like he would like them well protected.
One would think.
Oh, maybe that gives us a chance to speak a little more freely than on the outside.
Melkor is gone from this world.
Doesn't mean his protection is.
You think Melkor protected anything?
Well, if he kept sight of his creations,
He kept them in line.
so he would want to prevent some outside sources from looking in, right?
You can read into the psyche of a Valar all you want.
I try not to. I've had enough darkness and monsters and whatever the fuck rises out of the ground in my life. What's the city that way? Drink enough not to think about that.
I've lived many lifetimes. I've seen many rise from ash and then fall back again. Most of the elves are stalwart in their stubbornness. Especially the dark elves. But the world of men is usually doomed to repeat a cycle.
The Dark Elves.
Yes, the Avari.
They keep coming up.
Oh, they've are among the ones that have been here the longest. Not many have seen them in quite some time. Too far east. Kept to themselves.
Oh. What does that have to do? Does that have to do anything with the Shadow of the East?
Give me a persuasion check.
That's a big question, I
Oh
think.
my gosh. That's a
Do you
16.
have regular inspiration?
Yeah, but I don't want to use it here when we're about to talk to her boss. This was a
16.
bonus question.
Shadow of the East is nothing more than a puppet. An old Easterling king sought to ravage the world with among the ringwraiths. Yet another one of the creations that are meant to keep others in line.
But who's holding the puppet strings now?
That is an interesting question, one that I don't know the answer to. Sauron is gone from this world. Your kind sought well to that. And as a result, many of his allegiances now run affray, amok. The Witch King and I believe Mordu are doing their best to keep certain ranks in place, but I don't think they see all of them as befitting their ranks in their world, whatever vision they have. And that's why we're here, is it not?
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Well, maybe take the chance and tell you. Maybe even know.
Well, we're almost there, so.
Are you acquainted with the Avari? Or your people?
My people. I've long forgotten who my people are.
Your kind, then.
Not in the grand scheme of things. We know of them. We haven't gone this far east. We resided much in the west of Bellerand, and then when that was cast asunder, we fled
east over the mountains and made our home here. Though we do try to keep some wide boundaries.
Well, I'm hoping in here, talk and come to a compromise.
Figure something out.
Because we do have eyes on us.
We're almost there. I will do my best to assist you in this discussion. Peg will not be happy about this, though I hope that with our arguments together, we may be able to make them see reason.
We do have a common foe, after all.
So it would seem.
Well, if not, I'll cherish all the memories we've made so far.
You guys round a corner and it opens up into a more solidified earthen floor as you walk through like a threshold of a carving out of a stone wall and a long sort of incline or decline, I guess it matters on your perspective, of the ground that comes down into a vast cavern. As you look around, you see webs sort of clinging to stalagmites and old bones. As you walk across, your feet sort of crunch away at the sound of various anatomy bones of various creatures as they crunch beneath your feet and even click and clack as they move around. You do hear the faint dripping and movement of water in the area, but as you come through, you do see hanging from the 30-foot ceiling various hundreds of normal tiny bats, but amongst their number you see the larger ones that you saw outside. Out in front of you, you see sort of a rise up in the stone floor that almost acts like a plateau with a stone wall behind it that doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling. It does end, and it's sort of dragon in its manner. And as you come through, and the light, sort of the orange light, sort of juts out around you in sort of like a 30-foot-ish circle that just sort of spotlights you as you walk into this area, and just slowly moves forward as Tana leads you guys forward, and you're all sort of huddled around her. You see sitting atop that rise in the earth, sitting atop a sort of flattened rock, is a hunched over figure that from this distance is still sort of casted in silhouette, as the light hasn't quite gotten to them yet. Well, I wondered when you'd show up.
Oh, wow.
Wait!
I'm fucking kidding.
Wait!
Oh my god!
I'm dead!
I'm fucking kidding.
My heart stopped! My heart fucking stopped! Oh,
Wouldn't that have been fucking crazy?
I would have lost my fucking mind!
Oh my god! I nearly lost my shit!
Oh my god.
Alright, that was well worth. That was well worth.
I can't right now. I need a second. Continue. I need a second.
God, that's better than when we were thinking he was an assassin and you were like, oh, he slowly grabs the butter knife next to him. Oh my god.
As you get closer, the light actually ends sort of right in front of the silhouette, and you see a shift in the movement, very slowly, but you see what looks to be the head sort of look over in your direction, and you see glaring back at you, fainter, much fainter than Tonel's, but similar pair of glowing red eyes. And you see this figure sort of slowly stand up as you inch ever closer, and the light illuminates them as they rest on a long walking stick that they hold in both hands, and a shock of white hair covers their ears and goes down to probably about the middle of their back. And just the features of the skin very almost pure white, sort of grayish in coloration, but a lot of wrinkles and a creature that seems in human years would be well into their 80s or maybe even their 90s. This is a very old looking individual.
Oh.
I can't after win. I can't.
Hey, go give him a kiss, Cirion.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Terry just just hears that like voice in his head, like looks around, is like, that'd be okay. I'm gonna look around my torch and just go, should I put this out?
They lean on the walking stick and immediately meet gaze with Tonnel. Tell me, child, what livestock have you brought to me?
I grip my axe harder.
Tonnel steps forward. Mother, I bring forth to you 3 of the world of men who have had certain dealings with one that we once called friend. And I believe they bear some interesting news that you might find very interesting. We've now entered an audience phase.
Oh boy, oh
So
no, boy, oh boy, oh boy. I already ate my feelings.
I need whoever is going to be speaking on behalf of the group. Everybody can speak. They're the ones making the checks to be nominated by the Fellowship and introduce the Fellowship and go ahead and make a traditions check at advantage because Tonnel is with you.
Well, I
Whatever
nominate
that's going to be.
Malvhor for his checks.
Second.
Yeah.
I guess I will accept the burden of.
Unless you really don't want to. It's totally fine if you don't want to.
I mean, it's still, if it didn't make sense, I would say something, but I will accept the burden.
I'm just saying, I do have traditions at advantage.
Well, but then I think...
Proficient, sorry.
That's just the first check. There can be others throughout the audience phase.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
that's just the first one that
definitely
kicks it off.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I still stick with Malvhor.
Okay. Go ahead and give traditions at advantage because Tonnel is with you.
Advantage. Ooh.
Hey!
Nice.
You may go forth and introduce your party to the great vampire.
I don't have a title. In fact, I will just start by saying, just going off what I heard Tonnel say, I will say, Mother of Tonnel, we come before you in unique times with unique circumstances, bearing tidings from one known as Mordu, who seeks to usurp the world and has already begun doing so, and is not on good terms with you and your kin. We have come to discuss the threat Mordu poses to the both of us, and to see if a tentative agreement could be reached between our parties.
Me. It's been so long since I've conversed with one such as yourself, to whom enters my chambers and speaks.
I am known as Malvhor, a man from the realm of Gondor, a small speck in the current of time, near the end of my travels, closer to the start. I will let my companions introduce themselves.
For I do. May I know what title we can address you as?
Malvhor, since you're leading the audience, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh ho ho.
26?
Heyo.
26.
My title and name have changed over the millennia. In the first age, I near forgot, though I recall my name was once Thringwithel. That name today bears no meaning, for I was slain then.
Does that name ring a bell?
Give me a lore check or a history check.
I'm trying to. I don't think it's in the poem that we were given. You said lore or history? Wow. Okay.
While she does that, oh, go ahead. I was sure there was more.
Most in these lands, especially the elves, merely refer me as a shadow or the great vampire.
Does not ring a bell, Fig.
Okay.
Well, your greatness. Forgive any disrespect that I may show. My name is Cirion, the former captain of Gondor, known in some parts as Cirion of the Citadel. Maybe that name rings a bell. So great, if not why I'm here.
I can't say that it does.
Okay, I like her already.
Though, it's not often Tarnell gives us the presence of such young blood.
And she had a
Shifts
taste.
her- As he continues to shift her gaze over towards you, Fig.
Vigdis. Or also Aaron Randale, if we are giving multiple names.
This one bears an elfin name. Fact,
You see the neck sort of crook, and she sort of shifts her weight with the walking and steps forward a little bit.
I like almost recoil ever so slightly.
Yeah,
How
she's
tall
like
is she?
probably about. How tall is she? She's shorter than you. She's not.
Oh,
tall.
then I'm just gonna
She's
be
also-
like, "Meh."
She's also hunched over, and from where you guys are standing, which is probably roughly about. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Roughly about here,
Oh.
and she's up here, up on like a high rise, so maybe
Oh,
about
okay.
10 feet up. for the
Okay,
most
never
part,
mind.
10,
I'm
12.
just stiff.
Yeah, I don't have a grid out, so you don't have to worry about placing yourselves. You do bear some recent resemblance.
Of who?
Someone I've seen. Have you walked these caverns before?
Once. By mistake.
And you tread that ground with another. They both return. Fascinating. Tell me what drove you to return here after escaping with your life?
As my friend Malvhor has said, I am with them in seeking a way to, or both sides to, have a better advantage in this situation. Why my friend has returned, I know not.
So I suppose it's back at the matter at hand. You say Sauron's apprentice? Motives or plans that seem to not be in my interest. I'd love to hear what you believe to be the case.
Well, in our dealings with Mordu, we've discovered that Mordu is directly interfering with the collection of your tribute. And that, due to his direct interference, you have had to search far and wide to make up for a lack in tribute. And, for the sake of honesty and transparency, Mordu seeks your death.
Such fascinating things. He speaks the truth, Mother. I resided in Cirith Ungol myself, and I heard the words from his lips. He tasked these three to come here for that very purpose. I know not what his intentions are, but I've seen remnants of what he plans. He's starving us. Our brothers and sisters have been thrown to the wind to find more food for us. We're starving. You will bite your tongue, Tarnel, for you do not know what you speak of. the interference in a tribute is consequential. But we thrive. Settlements of men are beginning to populate around the Esgaroth Lake. We will never be in shortage of food for long. So what concern is it of mine if Sauron's lackey seeks need of blood and our tribute?
Whatever machinations and plans Mordu has, they clearly do not involve you. In fact, Mordu sees your existence as a direct roadblock to what he wishes to achieve. Even if we do not carry out his will, somebody will try. Unless he is stopped. He has dragon spawn at his beck and call. And his machinations run deep. We do not have
the truth.
We do not have to be foes in this endeavor.
Speaks the truth. I've seen the spawn of Gostir myself. Does he possess the dragon itself? I only saw the spawn.
There is more that we know of his machinations. His forces seek to build some sort of arch, a gate to bring something into this world.
You say he wishes for my death, but he knows full well that I cannot die, merely be removed for a period of time. I've been slain before, yet I remain.
Indeed, but it may take years for you to return, if not longer. That window might be critical to whatever future Mordu has, a future that obviously does not include you if he needs you gone to achieve it.
Give me a persuasion check.
Nice.
I'm just
Why
it's
did
so
you
tense.
grunt at 28?
Because I was tensing up for a low roll, and then that grunt was the release of that energy. Was the release of that tension, the creak of iron going back to its resting place.
Oh, how poetic.
Okay, I'm getting a little misty here. That was beautiful.
Oh man, I am so nervous.
I am puckered right now. I'm just like,
This is how I feel about everything. Oh, it's not showing. Darn
Okay.
you, light. Never mind. Joke's gone.
fuck it.
Whatever he plots, it does not include us in whatever world he wishes to make. We used to be the forefront of Melkor's forces, amongst the werewolves and the Balrogs. Now we hide under the mountain, in the trees that the elves patrol. Meanwhile, in Mordor, in the rubble that Sauron left behind, Mordu is building something, and it does not include us. He starves us. He gathers dragons. In what world does that benefit us? You see the head sort of snap towards Tanel in a very quick motion that she's not demonstrated at this point. Everything's been very slow movements.
You forget your place, Tanel. You think you privied to every bit of concoction that brews in Mordor? You've let that little experiment in puppet of yours poison your mind.
Puppet.
Yes. Whatever you have been up to, I feel it. I have connection to all my children. Death is meaningless. Mordu is aware that no one in his ranks can slay me. Whatever he seeks, he knows that it must happen, not a source of darkness. So mind your tongue, Tanel. For you have welcomed outsiders into here and struck bargains, thinking you know better.
No.
Have you grown blind? The forces of Mordor in Minas Morgul grow and plot something. The cults in the east practice magic.
There's the east again.
The tribes of the south brew further into Umbar. And we sit here under our mountain, growing lazy as she looks up towards like the bats and the great bats that roost there, and fat. We were warriors. We struck terror into the hearts of the free world. And now, we be replaced by the apprentice of Samaya and the drakes of Melkor. You would see us all die and put to the stake.
The only ones at risk here, Tanel, are the ones standing before me.
As two great bats slam down from the ceiling right next to her, grabbing the wrist and their shoulder and shoving her to the ground.
I brace myself.
Wait. Ever heard the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
I've heard it in 7 languages.
Oh.
that's impressive.
Cirion kind of goes like, very nice. Let's talk about it in the one.
Fig's like, I don't know that many languages.
We hate Mordu. You hate Mordu. And you have been around a long time. Maybe can come to some arrangement. We're looking to simply find a way to undo a curse. Maybe you know a method that we don't, and Mordu is unaware of.
I've never said I despised Mordu.
Well, you obviously
You
have some
assume
form of
much.
disagreement with him. Currently, it
It's fine.
seems.
As far as curses are concerned, the very nature of those magics reside in a very specific way of breaking, and typically reside in the nature of the curse, or the one that bestow it.
So you know a specific way.
I don't, because I did not bestow the curse.
It sounds like you're somewhat informed of where you could point us in the direction away from Mordu.
And why would I do that?
You leave.
You, as I said earlier, you may not have any. You may not have any issue with Mordu, but currently, Mordu has some issue with you, and even if we leave or die here, he will come for you to end you, as temporarily as it may be. It may be an inconvenience for you, but you may return to a world you do not recognize. A world you may not have the power to that you do now.
Or continue to survive through.
If we don't come to an agreement here now with what we know, we all in this room must then face the unknown.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh!
It's been a while since I've had such entertaining food. So I'll indulge you a bit. When Malvhor fell, it was locked away. Sauron continued where he left off, following the masters and creators' endeavors. But those that were around at the beginning, we knew the secession of Malvhor would be kept in place in the inner circle. With Sauron gone, it has befallen to Mordu. Well, honestly, not the best choice from Sauron, but it wasn't mine to make. Mordu is merely acting in our creators' interests and seeks to do what Sauron did not.
And that is good enough for you? To blindly follow what Mordu does? Do you... Who would you have in Mordu's place?
Oh, at the time there were so many choices. But I wasn't privy to those conversations. I believe now that more Maya walk this earth. And in the nature of darkness, one of them may be beset to take that helm. Regardless, there was trust in what Mordu is carrying out to fulfill our master's wishes. And that if that involves temporary demise, I know I will rise again in a world covered in darkness, where victory can be held. Middle Earth, broken, cracked. Mordu already has several of the things he needs to do such a thing. It's only time.
As Tanel sort of struggles beneath the bats. You betrayed us?
This is not.
You starved us intentionally, weakened us, and turned Mordu loose on us?
It's not betrayal, my dear. It is merely what we're bred for.
I am curious. Why would Mordu send us to try and eliminate you? Or stop you?
Stop is a heavy word.
Forgive me, I don't know a better one, your greatness.
I haven't been privy to every bit of plan. But from what you've told me, I think it is what he requires. My death will set things in motion that cannot be stopped. In the stealing of the tribute, probably enough of a state to weaken us. This body has grown old. Perhaps it's time for a new one.
Then would you not go easily to further Mordu's plan if you're so aligned with him?
Unfortunately, the ritual that requires such a thing will not allow it. Valiant effort. Slain by good, creation of Melkor. Be the very mockery of what has transpired. And if I can take a few of you with me, Knowing that I will rise again, it will make the effort all the easier.
Vigdis slowly, ribbon still wrapped around her hand from gripping the axe still, just slowly pull her axe out, still in the brace that she was originally in when Tonnel got pinned down. And she's just eyeing Shadow with a hardened stare.
Yes. Everything's slowly coming to fruition. Artifacts, the structure, the ashes of old. Only a few things remain. Focus. You good souls. I should thank you, Tarnell. That little puppet of yours may play very useful. But the corruption of one may very well feed what we are attempting to do.
Is this puppet the Shadow of the East?
Give me a persuasion check.
28.
Oh god.
Hot damn.
My persuasion rolls are on fire, but she still just wants to kill us, which it makes sense.
I wrote puppy instead of puppet, damn it.
Ah, yes, the Shadow of the East. I knew Kamul when he was alive. Interesting name that they chose. But this one isn't the Shadow of the East that we speak, is it, Tarnell? I can't believe you would do this. I did this as an affront to Mordu to save us. You forgot your place. You don't know what is best for us. Only I do. In the Shadow of the East that you put into power.
My other hand is slowly taking out the hand axe.
Okay. Maybe the very fallen to spark the whole thing. Because there was good in them once. The Shadow corrupts. And you sought to do that much quicker.
DM, how close am I to Tano?
Probably a few feet, 5 feet maybe.
Okay.
Not even, because you're all sort of like scrumped together. She's probably up with Malvhor, maybe, 5 feet at the most.
And she's being held down by bats, correct?
Yeah, two human-sized bats.
Okay.
This is him you've spoken of before, isn't it, Tano?
Yes. If he plays into anything, I'll release him. I'll release him right now. Don't test me. And where would he go? Back to his own. They would reject him. And run straight to where he needs to go. Bluffing. If he's released, he is no use to you.
Perhaps.
What happened to him?
He returned here, looking to be some brave soul and call himself a hero, have an adventure, I don't know. But we had the power, we were able to turn him. Specifically under me. I turned him. I sent him forth east. And once our tribute started tapering off, I let him loose. He has quite the interesting persuasions on some of those in the east. So I doubt he would flee. I'll set him free. Set him free and you die. And there's just a moment of this tense silence.
I will just take a couple steps closer to Tanel. And I will just simply say, in order to kill Tanel, you have to kill me. Which honestly, you know, probably isn't much more than entertainment in your eyes.
Oh, I have enjoyed our talk. Was beginning to wonder if Mordu actually was able to pull anything off. But your presence here is enough.
Malvhor. Cirion. Are we on the same page?
We are.
Oh, I think we are. I'm gonna pull out Vindaris from its scabbard, and I'm gonna attack one of the bats that's holding down.
I was gonna chuck my hand axe. I was gonna wait for you to finish the fighting. I was gonna just.
Can they? Okay, just question. Can Cirion strike one bat with his sword and Fig strike
That's
the
why I
other
asked
bat
earlier.
with her sword to try and free Tanel?
I can certainly try.
cat and
Kinda
axe.
just a
I
surprise
was
round.
specifically going to chuck my hand axe at Shadow.
I mean, you could do that too.
I mean, you could do that. I just want to release Tanel.
Because what I was gonna do was then have her go, I'm sorry, and then just go right over.
Okay. We'll count this as a surprise round. So both of you can go ahead and make your attacks. I won't say at advantage because it was building to this.
Yeah,
So
the
there's
tension
sort
was
of-
palpable.
Yeah. It was, yeah. Hand axe. I'm staring at it and I'm too afraid to click on it.
I think you were all gathering that this is probably only ending one way, and the purpose of the audience is what info can you get.
Yeah.
Which I liked, yeah.
It's a very interesting twist on the audience.
That
now,
was a really interesting dynamic.
I'm not getting a surprise attack, but can I take... Can I just say something to Tanel? Really quickly.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just going to look at her as I see them reaching for their weapons, and I'm just going to beckon to her, and I'm going to say, follow your heart. Do what you think is right.
Okay. So as you sort of like say that at the same time, as soon as you finish your sentence, Fig throws her hand axe and Cirion goes to make a swing of his sword on one of the bats closest to him. We'll say it's on the right side. Checking. 13 will just barely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And then
19 will hit. Yeah.
Yes!
Just FYI, two-handed, by the way.
Okay.
5! And I am not in a fury, but by God, I will be at the start of this.
9 slashing damage from Cirion. And 5 from Fig. Okay. As you bring up the sword and slash down at sort of like the one large wing of the bat, you do cut through it and you hear it screech out in pain. And it rears back, but it does sort of push harder down into the ground of Tonnel's face as she gets like sort of squished into that. Still standing. Fig, you throw the hand axe, and as it goes end over end, you see at the last second the vampire just almost wasn't expecting it, but quickly moves, and it sort of glances off of the walking stick, and she gets like sort of cut from a few splinters.
Oh,
She does take
okay.
damage.
Okay, I was like, are you about to tell me I missed? What?
No. As you see her sort of move and shift, and she goes, "It's time for dinner." As you
And I take my shield out.
As you sort of get ready into a fighting stance, and everyone sort of braces themselves, you see her sort of drop the stick to her side, and you see the body begin to shift and change, quite similar to how Fig sort of changed when she goes into bear form, as the entire physical structure begins to get more leathery skin as it juts out and gets more black leather membrane folds between the arms and the torso, and a mane of like fur around the neck, and begins to take this form of a large vampire-like creature or bat-like creature that Fig you immediately recognize.
What? As in, like, from that day?
Yes, from that. As it forms out and the wings expand across as it sort of flaps, and it just makes out a screeching sound that almost pierces the ears as you hear it reverberate around, and all of the bats hanging and roosting begin to clatter back.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, it's huge!
Yes,
Bat,
it's large.
bat, grandma.
Yep. For the sake of things.
Oh my god!
Oh god.
Oh my god! My tummy!
I want to die here anyway. God damn, dude.
Alright, so I brought up the grid. Let's get everybody situated real quick. I'll throw Tano on there.
Gotta shrink me down. I'm a bit too big.
What am I, like right here-ish or something? Oh my god! 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 Oh my god!
Malvhor claps his hand and grows inside.
I clash my titan stone knuckles.
Apache Chief Ine Chuck.
Say it's sort of like that is probably the best situation.
Yeah.
I apologize, the backdrop of the floor, these bats really sort of blend in.
Oh jeez.
Oh yeah, good thing I
Okay.
zoomed in.
Yeah, I'll suggest zooming in, but as everybody sort of hovers down, let me throw a grapple on Tonnel, because I will definitely forget that. But as the large bat creature like flaps the wings, and you feel a slight breeze come off of it even from this distance, and as it wraps its wings in and just sort of steps out and braces itself, and you just hear the chatter coming off of it as you all sort of brace yourselves. So
Don't
we're
you
gonna-
dare. No!
I mean, we're not gonna start a fight at 10:47.
Yeah, I was saying.
I want to fight! No!
So we'll pick up this fight
No!
next week. Let me push that. Yep. And we'll see where this goes. Wasn't sure if we would get there tonight, or I thought we might get here sooner, but I feel like every time I think that, that never happens. So
We have a tendency to fill time up.
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. But that's where we're going to leave things tonight. We'll pick up. We'll start next week with initiative, and see where this fight goes. So I hope you all enjoyed it. We're back. Season finale was, or mid-season finale was 3 weeks ago. This is the second half of this season. Vampire arc or whatever. I don't know. Don't ask me to name shit. Naming stuff's hard. So.
Oh my
We'll
god.
pick up next week. Yeah. We'll pick up next week and we'll see if y'all survive and keep up with your bargain with Mordu, which apparently was already planned out.
Yeah. Do we even have to go back? Can we just like be like, hey, we did it?
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah, really.
So, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back as early as Friday to kick off our whole weekend stream, and then we'll see you all as the entire gang back here next Tuesday. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being here. And as always, I hope you're proficient still. Stay there. Maybe you'll get expertise at one point. We'll see.